Welcome everybody to the GrowCast Show, and we are on episode 3. What is the GrowCast Show? The GrowCast Show is a video podcast series especially designed for Grow Success Club members. So 3 things I want to share with you about the GrowCast Show. The purpose, the mission, and the vision. The purpose of the GrowCast Show is to help business owners to get more followers, get more leads, and get more sales. The vision of the GrowCast Show is to help business owners grow their personal brand using their unique stories. The mission of the GrowCast Show is to serve those that serve others. And with the introduction out of the way, I have with me on episode 3 a close friend of mine, someone who I think you will be very interested to hear from because he wears many hats. I have with me today Rusydi Rozalli. He is the founder of Content Clinic and he is the partner at Zain Advisory. So Rusydi is someone who, like I said, he wears many hats. Founder of Content Clinic, he helps business owners in their copywriting, and number 2, as a financial advisor, he talks about money matters for Muslims. So, Rusydi, welcome to the show. And how are you feeling today, my friend?
Thank you so much, Vicky. I'm happy to be here. I'm good.
Very nice. Very nice. So, Rusydi, I always like to start off with this question with all of my guests, which is, what does being better than normal mean to you?
Being better than normal, it's actually being better every single day. Does not matter if it's big or small. I go by this philosophy, like if you get better daily, 1% daily, you will probably get like 37 times returns in a year. So the Kaizen philosophy, I kind of like that. So it does not matter. As long as you're progressing daily, that's what's most important.
Daily progress and the Kaizen philosophy. I like that as well. And for yourself, Rusydi, my second question, which is going to be the mainstay for all of my guests as well. For yourself, Rusydi, what makes you better than normal?
Right. As for me, I don't really see myself sometimes as better than normal. Right. Sometimes, I guess if there was one thing that I would pick on is like curiosity, like the eagerness to learn and figure out how things work. Even for myself, right? How does marketing work? How does sales work? Business systems work? Finance work? So putting all these things together and trying to, make it work for myself and also for my clients.
And when you talk about clients, let's get straight into it. So who will benefit from learning from you, Rusydi?
Most of the business owners that I work with are trying to do like social media marketing. Because why I do at Content Clinic, right? Content marketing at Content Clinic. So social media, emails, landing pages, they are kind of stuck and figuring out how do I sell more on social media through emails, through landing pages. So that's what they are kind of stuck and looking for. So that's where I come in.
And also, what problems do you solve for others?
I guess the main thing, revenue, right? People are business owners, right? They are cash flow. Cash flow is king, right? They are looking to generate more cash flow for their businesses. Some are strapped for budget. So what is the first thing I say? Okay, go organic first. Once you're converting lots of your sales, you're proven your product market fit over there. And then you figure out maybe you can scale that with paid advertising and so forth.
And when you talk about organic, so I know you talk about Content Clinic, right? So I just want to go straight to your origin story. Tell us a little bit more about what's your story and how did you get started as a content marketer?
I wasn't like naturally a content marketer. I started off being a medical lab scientist. I used to work in a hospital, also partly in the mortuary as well. And then I dabbled on the side, playing music at night. We were playing at Fullerton for a while. Then I realized, hey, I kind of like marketing, right? We were marketing our music, recording our stuff, trying to put our stuff on the radio stations and all that. Then I say, I decided I kind of like this thing, communications and marketing. So I shifted from the medical sciences into the comms world, diving straight first into business development, right? I went to like a tuition center. We grew that tuition center from 2 campuses to about 5 centers. But the key turning point was I worked in an events marketing agency as a copywriter, right? That's when I kind of like, wow, I like this fact that I can write something and then generate inquiries, generate leads. I think that's the closest thing to magic, I guess.
Yeah. Were you always good at writing or was it something that you learned?
I don't think I'm like a natural writer, right? When somebody used to ask me, hey, did you get A for your English? When I look back, no, I never got A for English. It's always C's and B's. So like, yeah, you don't really need to be that good in English. But then I realized, even in compositions, I don't really like to write compositions back in school. So it's like, if you can write the way you talk, and then that's naturally how you can sell. But they came naturally. I mean, back then when I was doing music, right, we were writing, right? So the common thing back then when I look back, hey, I'm writing music, I'm writing stuff for even translation, writing for emails, right, landing pages and all that. So that has been a constant. I realized it turned out pretty nice and I kind of like it. So
What do you like about copywriting?
copywriting, initially when I heard it first, I had no idea what it was, right? What is this copywriting thing? Most of us would think like, hey, is this a legal thing? What is this copywriting thing? So when I first read Gary Halbert's The Boron Letters, it was free. So that's okay. His writings are persuasive. Like I tend to want to read more of what he's writing about. So through Gary Halbert, and then I went to like Dan Kennedy's stuff. I got hooked. Like, how can he persuade just with text? So me being an introvert, right? Sometimes I feel like I can't really talk in person so smoothly, right? So this could be my thing. Yeah.
And who are a few popular figures that you have written and marketed for?
Right. So I wrote for a few of them when they came to Singapore. Tony Robbins. Then there was Robert Kiyosaki. Nes Daily, I met him in person. Was lucky enough to actually speak and interview Jay Abraham himself. I guess that was the highlight because I was like, wow, this is like the marketing legend that we could bring to Singapore. And the fact that I could sit with him together and ask him a few questions, hey, that was like a big deal to me. Yeah.
And do you need certification to be a copywriter?
Straight up, no. You see, my diploma is in science, my degree is in comms. Yeah, it's comms, but you don't really need a certification to write copy. All you need is the ability to write as like you talk, and then maybe you just try post one thing online. People start to engage with you. People start to resonate with what you share, and if you have something that they want to buy, that's enough proof that you can write copy, right?
And Rushi, since you are a content clinic, you're the founder of Content Clinic, right? Maybe a question which I have is, what kind of businesses usually engage you for your services?
Right. So for the past 3 years, course creators, where they are coaches, they build coaching programs for themselves. I was in the productivity space for a while. They were doing confidence programs, even money masterclass and all that. So yeah, in the digital space, they want to sell more online. So that's the kind of space that I tend to work in. Yeah.
And when you talk about online, how important is it to build your own personal brand?
Right. So this is one thing I kind of realized recently, right? Because I always preferred being behind the scenes, right? You, as a copywriter, you write. I don't need to show my face. I just write my copy. It converts. I'm making money. The company's making money. We're all happy. But then I realized after a while, writing for clients, and you realize, hey, you do need to build your personal brand, because what if one client drops off and then there's like 30-40% of your revenue down, and then you realize you actually need to market yourself to make it easier for you to close more clients. So that's where I'm at now. Like, as I'm building my personal brand, I'm also building the brands for the companies as well. So I guess it goes hand in hand together. Yeah.
And in your opinion, how does social media help the average business owner build their personal brand online?
It reminds me of this thing by Robert Cialdini, right? Persuasion, right? Persuasion, right? So like, your reputation precedes you, where before the person comes to meet you, they're probably checking out your social media. They're checking out your LinkedIn, your Facebook, especially if you have a website, and they will come to see you. Okay, I already know what this guy is about, what he does for clients. And then when he comes to meet you, it's getting closer to the sale. I am familiar with what you do. You don't have to come and meet and explain again. Hey, this is what I do. This is what I did. It's like the proof is there, right? Your social proof is there. People just need to see that to validate that you're a real person. You're doing work, and then that's a body of work that people see before they engage with you.
And how important is social proof for getting sales?
It is crucial actually, because I understand, like, for starters, right? You may not have product market fit. You don't have any testimonials. How are you going to do that? But when it starts rolling in, it builds upon itself, right? More like even in my coaching programs, right? I have students coming to me, hey, can I meet you for coffee? I was like, okay, why? I just wanted to thank you. I just closed a $24,000 deal. Another guy, he's a copywriter for Mind Valley. And I was like, why do you want to learn from me? Then he was like, hey, thanks, because I kind of like match my day job salary with my side hustle. And I was like doubling the income. So that's proof, right? Proof for them is working for them. Proof for me because whatever that I'm teaching is working. So that kind of snowballs in itself and builds momentum. The more social proof you have, the more conviction people have to buy from you.
And as a copywriter, maybe if I can ask something specific to copywriting, what is one secret about copywriting that you can share with everybody?
It's not the writing. People think, hey, copywriting, it's you have to write. Of course, you have to write a lot to figure out what you need to write. But I guess it's understanding people. I made this mistake when I was promoting events, right? We are all digital space, right? We are marketing. We assume we know what the target audience wants and needs. But then when I was at the event space, I was at the book booth, and then the inquiries started coming in. And I was like, okay, these are the objections that they have. These are the actual questions that they have. So to be good at copy, I guess you need to actually, there's no shortcut around it. Speak to more people, interview people, get to exactly know, because there's only so much that text can do, right? When you meet a person, you know their tonality, right? Their body language and the words that they use. Hey, this is the thing that they are actually requiring. So meet more people. Yeah.
That's wonderful advice. Meet more people, right? And I know you are also part of the Introverts Network, right? Tell us a bit more about the Introverts Network.
Right. So I'm even like an introvert in the Introverts Network, right? I've been there for about 5 years. Only recently I decided to come out of my introverted shell to help out, right? To become the host. So I guess why I stuck around in that network is because I felt comfortable around people who are also introverts. They understand our pain points. They are not that loud. They understand that listening is key. So there's always space for you to share and also listen. But yeah, I guess it's a very comfortable space to be at, to network, and it's not that intimidating.
So if there's an introverts network, is there an extrovert network as well, or that doesn't exist?
I have no idea. I guess there are other places for extroverts to go to. But yeah, I don't know.
And what are two ways that you stand out as a marketer in the sea of marketers out there?
Right. I think like the space of digital marketing is tough, right? Everybody can do, right? So I guess based on the experience that I had, like guerrilla marketing for music, right? Who teaches that? Who teaches that thing? No one, right? And then when I worked in the agencies, of course, you're thrown lots of things: Facebook ads, SEO, SEM. I tried Taboola, YouTube ads, email marketing. Then I realized, hey, having understood all this, brand copywriting, direct response copywriting, having seen this scope of things, I realized my thing is email and copy. Then I realized, as compared to, let's say, if someone who just does Facebook ads, maybe he's just proficient in that. But if you understand the full cycle, right, you understand which part to plug, which part to tweak to make sure you're converting. I guess that broad spectrum of experience kind of helps. Yeah.
How does email marketing fit into a service-based business?
An example is, I think many of us have heard that the list, the money is in the list. I think we've heard that so many times as marketers, right? But I think, yeah, we are acquiring leads, we're acquiring emails. But what exactly do you do with the emails, right? Yeah, I have 6,000 emails in my, and then you're not selling anything to them? And then what? So those are the things that we do in the email space where, hey, you have a list of 6,000, 25,000, 50,000. Your subscribers, they have ensured, they have said that they have an intent that they want to hear more from you. So why are you not producing more content for them to know more about your brand, to share what you have to offer? So I guess in email in itself is also a little bit more intimate in terms of the communication, because it seems like one-to-one, right? On social media, I'm writing to everyone. Everybody can see. Email, the person can respond and reply one-on-one. I share certain things. Hey, I have these issues. Could you help me out? Yeah, we can do one-on-one consulting and so forth. Even when I was in the agency space, I was like, yeah, we are doing all these things together, putting all these pieces together. The conversion point was email. I realized, hey, it's not so difficult to write, right? 150 words to 200 words per email. And then if that's the conversion point, I better get good at emails. And then when I got good at emails, it's working for my clients. And then that's why I'm also teaching that to my students, because I started that as a side hustle, grew it to like a full-time thing. And then when I teach others, they're also making bank with that. So that's nice. Yeah.
And let's say if I'm a business owner and I've got a list of, let's say, 1,000 people. So how often should businesses email their list of 1,000 people?
I guess it depends. If you have not like emailed them for months, right? Of course, you need to say, "Hi, I realize I've not emailed you for a while. Maybe you've forgotten about me," just to reintroduce yourself. There are some philosophies saying that you should email every day. I think like Ben Settle has an email every day. You sell every day. Some people subscribe to the fact that you email 3 times a week or once a week newsletter. It depends on your business. Also depends on the season as well. If I'm on launch mode, right? If I'm selling a program, you will get daily emails from me. If you're on a seasonal, it's just a newsletter. It could be a Monday, Thursday thing. It entirely depends. But what I'm driving at is the more emails you send, naturally, the more money you'll make.
And what is the typical open rate or click-through rate what's a good conversion or what's a good open rate for emails?
Again, it depends. Like how old or how clean your list has been. If you've not emailed them, you might go down to 10%, 15%. Personally, I'm getting about 35 to 40% open rates, which is still okay, right? 40% people 4 in 10 people are looking at your emails, clicking at your emails, wanting to engage with you. So yeah, I would be alarmed if I'm at like 12 to 15%. They're like, okay, maybe there's something. They are not really interested in my thing anymore, but try to keep it above like 20%. Yeah.
Above 20%. Makes sense. And Rusydi, what is the best marketing advice you will give to new entrepreneurs?
I guess this is the same advice I would give myself like 3-4 years ago. Don't be afraid to try. Right? Sometimes we, as new entrepreneurs, we have so many ideas in our head, but we just keep it there. What if we just release it to the atmosphere, right? To the social, right? Hey, I'm having this thing. If anybody's interested, somebody would probably comment, raise your hand. That validates your idea that you can craft out. Okay, now people are interested. I guess what I'm saying is test out your ideas out, right? Reiterate. If somebody doesn't buy, it's fine. You can always test it out again rather than keeping it until you're 60 and realizing, hey, I did not launch anything and I regret.
And what is the best marketing advice you would give to experienced entrepreneurs who, are already making good money?
For experienced entrepreneurs, I guess, try not to fall into the shiny object syndrome. You'll be like, okay, I'm cruising, I'm doing well. Let's try other things. So let's try, I don't know, NFTs, and I try AI. AI is fine, but then does it fit in your business structure, right? If it doesn't, why are you straying away? Because that itself could be straying you away from your fundamentals, right? Your sales, your marketing, your operations, your finance. Because what are you distracting? Because sometimes we get itchy fingers, right? Something's already working, then double down on what works. You don't, tinker on what's already working and try to. Sometimes I guess it's self-sabotage in itself. Don't self-sabotage yourself.
Which is more important, marketing or sales?
Interesting question. That reminds me of my time during when I was at the agency, right? I was heading the marketing team and there was also the sales team, right? Marketing, right? We're sending you all the leads. Why aren't you closing? Right? Then the sales team will be like, hey, all the leads that you're giving are not that qualified. How am I supposed to close it? So there's always that banter, right? Marketing is this, sales is that, right? Or marketing need to do that. So it's like, we would need to work hand in hand. There's no one is better than the other, right? The marketing brings the people to you, fills up your pipeline. The sales are the people who need to close. So I would say both are as important, right? I've always been in the marketing side, right? I'm comfortable writing stuff, strategizing on the ad side, on the content side. But I realized, hey, I can't do it on my own, right? Of course, you need closes, especially if you're closing like $5,000 to $10,000 to $15,000 deals. You need someone to speak to, right? I'm dishing out $15,000 on my credit card. I better speak to someone, right? Rather than just buying it off the website. Yeah.
I agree with you because, and I feel that in an ideal world, the best is if somebody who knows marketing and somebody who knows sales as well. That is a super powerful combination. If you know somebody who understands marketing with regards to getting high quality leads, and the person understands how to do closing as well. Would you agree that if somebody understands both marketing and sales, that's a very powerful combo to have?
Yeah, it's definitely a winning combination, especially now in social media, right? You need to be strong in your brand and marketing that brings the pipeline as close as possible to the sale, so that sometimes the inquiries will be like, hey, where do I subscribe? Hey, where do I make payment? That's a sign that your marketing is so strong to the point that you just need a closer, right? If your marketing is not that strong, and then you need to get on a sales call to convince to do all that thing, then you need to tweak the balance, right, between marketing and sales.
I like your answer. I like it very much. And I know you have a few different courses that you teach, right? So what is the current course that you are teaching and who is it suitable for?
Right. Yeah, I do have a few. Right. The main one that's coming up in a few months' time is called the Simple Email Business Program. Right, as the name suggests, how to write emails, how to write social media as well. It's on its sixth cohort already. We have about 60, 70 students in for the past year or so. Specifically geared to one, if you're a 9 to 5er, you want to do a side hustle, add another $1,000 to $3,000 on the side, because that's exactly what I did during COVID, right? We had a day job, right? I just spent like 5 hours per week or so, and that generated that on the side, slowly stacked it up. That profile. And the second profile are those who are already business owners who know the importance of social media. They have an audience online, and all they need is to just post out their content, post out their offers more often. Even recently, last week, we had this guy, quite a LinkedIn influencer, like 16,000 followers. So I told him, all you need to do is post one thing with your offer on LinkedIn or maybe Facebook. And then, yeah, after that session, he was like, hey, and now I'm like 45 inquiries in. And then what's the cost to you? Is just a post that you're getting that level of inquiries. And then if you have like $1,000 program, and then if you close like 5, you're already at $5,000 just because of one post. So yeah, that's exactly what I teach.
And in your simple email marketing course that you have, I know you said you've got 6 cohorts of it, right? What is the best testimonial that you've gotten from the simple marketing course?
Simple email business. That program, I guess, the one I shared earlier, all right, I met him for lunch. He said, I just want to thank you because through this email program, I just closed a $24,000 deal. That's just one time off. And then after that, he shared with me, hey, I closed another $1,000 retainer. That's one of them. And then there's a few, like even a client based in the US. Hey, I have a digital animation program. I'm stuck at 6 sales. I'm like, send these 2 emails. Just tweak a bit of your landing page. And then the next day, I was like, hey, thanks so much. I'm at another $6,000. And then, yeah, the next one is the Mind Valley copywriter, right? She was like, I'm already like matching my salary and sometimes even more. So like, what is the value of that, right? The fact that you can share something with someone doing that, and that's can be pretty life-changing money for them. Yeah.
And how easy is it to do email marketing?
It still takes time to learn, right? It's not like today you learn, tomorrow you suddenly become an email maestro. I guess it's the lowest hanging fruit. I guess I kind of shifted as well. I used to do like long form a lot, landing pages. Then I realized after getting married and having a kid, I can't really do long form so much, right? You can't really sit down for 2-3 hours to write long form. Of course, you can break it down into a few days, but I realized this email works for me. It's a short burst. I just need 20 minutes to write the email. I can do it on my phone and just transfer, because that has always been the model, right? I have a Google Doc. I write 5 emails on it, send it to my client. They send it to their list. They make money. I'll take a cut. So in simple terms, yeah, that's why it's the simple email business. Yeah.
Nice. And what is one common myth about copywriting?
I guess the myth is you need to be a good writer when you actually don't, right? I mean, I do know you don't need to be like an English major. You don't need to be like a literature major. You don't need to speak so fluently. You need to write so flowery language and whatever. So the the more plain your language is, actually, the easier for you, right? If you are writing at an academic level, it's harder for people to understand you, especially on social media. If they're just scrolling, you don't really want them to think about what is this guy writing blocks of text I don't really understand. If you're writing simple sentences, right? It's not dumbing down, but it's just writing simply so that people understand. So the myth is, yeah, you need to get like a degree in English or whatever, but you don't. I mean, we are not like native English speaking, but I do have clients from the US, from Australia, from UK. But as long as you can write, you can convert, then they'll be more than willing to work with you.
Who are the best 3 copywriters that you know?
I guess, well, it's subjective, I guess. Depending, it's long form, short form. I guess the best copywriters are not necessarily copywriters, right? They are business owners who use copywriting to a massive scale. I guess top of mind recently, Alex Hormozi, right? The fact that he uses so many copywriting principles in the way he shares his videos, in the way he did the book launch, it's all copy principles, right? So I would regard him as the top in this space. The other two, I guess I'll go back to the classics. I've read quite a number of copywriting books and all that. So, but I tend to go back to Gary Halbert's Boron Letters. It's a simple, thin book. If I get lost, it's always that book that I refer to. And the third one, I guess John Carlton as well, because I like the fact that he's pretty straight shooting advice. Like, it's not like I'm sugarcoating my words. Like, if you're rubbish, you're rubbish. He will tell it to you, right? So I guess that has helped me gone through some tough times through his tough love, right? So that was helpful. Yeah.
What is the best copywriting advice you have ever gotten?
Best copywriting, it's hard to say. There's so many, because it's usually a combination of all things. I guess the best copywriting advice: understand who you're talking to. Yeah, really, because if you don't understand who you're talking to, you say the wrong things, you convey the wrong message, right? If I'm talking to a parent, right, who wants to, like, deliver a child, pregnancy and all that, why would I speak about cars, for example, right? You're talking to the wrong person, right? If I want to sell durian, I would sell to someone who wants durian. Why would I sell it to somebody who hates durian? Right? So knowing who you're talking to, I guess it's the most important thing.
And why did you expand into the finance industry? I mean, you're already doing so well in marketing. So tell us a bit more about your transition into the financial advisory world.
Right. I guess it's more of an expansion, where when I'm working with my clients in the marketing space, right, we're consulting them. Okay, we are doing this to generate more revenue for you. And then we realize, hey, real case study, right? After 3 years, we generated consistent $25,000 to $50,000 per month. We hit 7 figures after a few years, right? Organic. Then we realize, hey, there are certain things that you need to fix, because we are bringing in all this cash flow. If your bucket is leaking, what's the point of us bringing in more cash, right? So I told him, maybe you need to look at your P&L, your profit margins, maybe also your income protection, because during that phase for 4 months, his dad was ill. So he was out of the business. So I had to come in like a CMO level, right? Try to manage the business, how to launch programs as he was away. Then I realized, hey, income protection is important, or if not more important than the income generation, because what you do with the income matters more than how much you earn. Yeah, because you can earn like $1 million a year, but if your margins are like 5% and then you're not keeping that, and that kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah.
Which is more important, income generation or income protection?
I wouldn't say it's either or. I would start with income generation first, because if you don't generate enough income, there's no income for you to protect. Right? So it's like, yeah, income generation first. You have the income. Okay, what to do now with this income? You allocate it properly. Have your risk management side settled, and then that's where you protect your income.
What are 2 ways, Rusydi, that you stand out as a financial advisor in the sea of advisors out there?
Right. So the people that I work with, business owners, SME, because I've been very familiar working with their marketing campaigns, their business numbers, their financials, then I realized having that understanding also helps me create better financial advice for them, right? Hey, you're having this marketing piece over here. Your business systems are like this. This is the kind of financial advice I would probably give to you, rather than if I were just to be just an advisor, I would just understand the advisory part, but I don't understand what else is happening with your business. To be like, hey, you should just buy this thing, but there are bigger things that's happening to your business. So even recently, I had like a tuition center. The owner is a 70-year-old guy. So it was like, okay, this is how you can do your marketing, your sales, but you have to figure out, because how are you handing over your business to your children, for example? So these are the things that we look at a more holistic level, not just marketing as a piece, not just business as a piece. It's the whole thing for them. Yeah.
And which is more important, insurance or investment?
I would go with insurance first. It's people say, oh, it's the boring thing. Oh, I don't want to hear about insurance. I don't want to buy anything. I want to do the exciting things, investment. Oh, it's going to make me so much money. But then if you don't protect your downsides, then what's the point of all your investment? It could just be wiped away with a single illness, right? Because same thing, if you don't protect your income and then you just want to go, oh, I'll go gung ho and invest. Yeah, you invest 7-8% per year, whatever, and then it's wiped out and it goes back to like minus 150%. So I'll go for insurance first and then go for your investment stuff.
And for yourself, maybe we need more education on this, but maybe you can share, how is Takaful insurance different from regular insurance?
Right. Right now in Singapore, there's not much about it. I think about 10 years ago, the Takaful movement was there. I guess the only difference is Takaful has like an investment portion to it. Like if nothing happens to you, you will still get a portion back. But conventional insurance is like, it's pure for your coverage and your claims. I guess that's the main difference. But the principles apply, because it's like risk pooling, right? You're putting a pool of money together. Let's say hospital plan, right? Somebody gets ill, we'll take out their pool, give it to you. Same thing for Takaful as well. So same principles apply.
And I know, Rusydi, you are specializing in talking about money matters for the Malay community, right? Tell us a bit more. How important is money matters for the Malay community in Singapore?
I guess there's a lot more that can be done in terms of awareness. In July, we had like our launch. We were with a short segment where I did speak about Muslim estate planning, right? Without going too technical, of course, there's like things like Faraid, how to distribute wealth to your families, because there are other tools that you can use, like hibah, gifting, right? What happens when your loved one passes away? How are you distributing that amount? Because it's not tied into like the conventional civil side, because we have our own rules and regulations of how you distribute it. So if you don't know, then that's where a lot of unrest, a lot of unhappiness. Hey, that's my portion. This because we don't know. Because when you don't know, we get ignorant. Things happen, like friction happens between families just because of money. But if you were to have more awareness, more education about it, then I guess that's going to help a lot in the community.
Tell me a bit more also about Zain Advisory. What can you share about Zain Advisory?
So Zain Advisory, it's a financial advisory firm, which we cover same thing, insurance, group insurance, financial advisory. For myself, I cover more on the business side, business insurance, covering for the founders. But of course, we have other segments. So you say the Muslim estate planning side, we have our asatizas who look into such matters, right? Faraid, hibah, wakaf meaning what can you do with the money after you pass on, right? For example, your death benefit coverage. Can it be distributed to a mosque, for example? Can it be distributed to a madrasah or a school so that your deeds roll over even beyond after you've passed on, right? So, sadaqah jariyah, right? So that's the main thing that we can help with.
Why should somebody who's a Malay Muslim or somebody who's a Muslim wanting to start, in the insurance industry, wanting to start in the financial planning industry, so why should someone who's just graduating join Zain Advisory?
I guess there's a few points to that. Of course, we are a group. Of course, there's me as well. not to say anything, because coming from the marketing world, right? We understand lead generation, we understand marketing, we understand branding. The fact that I'm working to build businesses, and this is one of the heavy ones that I'm partnering to build. I guess we have systems that you join, we are growing together, and there are systems in place for you to grow as an advisor. Not just you will get trainings from us because it's specific. Muslim estate planning, the Islamic side, the general insurance side, and also how to market and brand yourself. So it's like a complete system for you to follow. Yeah.
And in terms of from the other way around, who is a perfect candidate to join Zain Advisory?
I guess we recently had this walk-off event at Masjid Sultan. There was like, we're actually looking for more asatizas, like those who graduated from, let's say, the Middle East, Azhar, Al-Azhar and all that. So like we want to give them more options, right? Of course, you can go to teach. Of course, there are other options for you, right? Setting your own business. Of course, financial advisory is one place because there's a pressing need. Islamic finance, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of need, and people are looking for such things. And why not we be the ones who offer this to them?
And what is the character traits that Zain Advisory is looking for in an Astaziza?
Proactiveness, right? Willingness to learn. Being open-minded, because it's not the easiest of industries, right? Being in the financial planning, lots of stigma around insurance. So getting ahead around that, having a bit of resilience and patience matters a lot, because sometimes it's not about people objecting to you, because sometimes it's just a matter of not understanding the topic or not understanding where you're coming from. So that's where that kind of resilience is required. Yeah.
Rusydi, what is the hardest thing about selling insurance?
First and foremost, I think the word itself scares people away. Oh, you're selling me insurance. You're just another insurance agent trying to tell me, oh, it's another coffee, but you're going to sell me another product. But I guess, yeah, it's generally that the environment that people have. Okay. But I'll share like one thing that I was told, like, hey bro, when you talk to me about insurance, my brain will shut off. Sorry. Just tell me what is it. But he actually was wanting to buy, but just that the fact that going through all the complexities, why is this coverage and all that, he'll be like, okay, I know you can do it for me. I trust you enough for me to get coverage from you. Just tell me what is it. Because it's an uncomfortable topic, right? People don't want to talk about death. Okay, that reminds me of my times working at the mortuary, but that's another topic. So, yeah.
I understand. And what is the one investment that has changed your life?
It may sound cliche, but it's actually investing in yourself. I guess you've probably heard it so many times, but there was no other investment. You are building upon yourself, you're training yourself, getting better at whatever skill set you have, has a better ROI than that. Because, yeah, of course, you can go S&P 500, get your how many percent, but investing in yourself and your own business, that could be like 100% ROI, multiple folds. So always be improving yourself, always be curious, always be learning.
And what's the best kind of investment for those in their 30s?
Best investment in their 30s, I guess 30s, depending. If you already have a family, you have children, it depends whether you want to like go gung-ho with your career, but at the same time in your 30s, I guess you're also building up your family, right? You have small children probably. So I guess it's making sure that whatever business model or career fits in for your family and also for your career and your business.
Any advice you would give yourself if you were to go back in time 10 years with regards to making money?
I would say, yeah. I mean, I've been experimenting on so many things, right? I tried video production, I tried emails, I tried, what else I tried? Music. I would say the same thing I mentioned earlier, right? Don't be afraid to try, because if it makes, don't be afraid to try, and don't be afraid to work hard in the beginning, right? Sometimes it doesn't come immediately, but as you build your skill set, you put in the time, you will bear the fruits eventually.
What is your best advice for young entrepreneurs?
Young entrepreneurs, we have so many tools at our disposal. You have AI, you have social media, you have YouTube to learn from, right? Back then when I was doing music, I learned most of the stuff on guitar was through YouTube, right? We was 4 or 5 hours in the room learning. You have all that, right? You can actually start a business from your bedroom, right? So get the right knowledge and implement, right? Get the right mentor, so to speak. Because of course I've been burned a few times. You buy a few programs here and there, it doesn't work. Getting the right person to learn from, and not just because, hey, this guy's making $10,000 per month. That's why I want to learn from him. But look one step ahead. Is he living the life that you want? Right. If he's doing e-com, do you want to be an e-com business? If he's doing like a lifestyle entrepreneur, do you want that? Or you want to scale a tech company? Are you fit for that? Are you able to take in that pressure?
And what is your motivation behind what you do?
It's actually making a difference in people's life, right? Marketing, right? When you market, you see people are generating income from whatever sources after we shared with them. Hey, you tried out this strategy, you're generating leads, you're generating income for yourself. Their lives are changed. Hey, it's not the same anymore because now you realize they have that belief where, hey, this is now possible for me too. Let me share that. And that spreads like wildfire because I guess that's the kind of impact where I feel like, wow, it makes my day. Like, okay, you actually help someone generate more income and then it's changing their life.
What are some principles that you live by?
This one I got from an interview with Jay Abraham. Right, when I spoke to him, I did ask him the same question. He told me this. The most important thing is integrity. And I was like, wow, that's profound. He didn't mention anything about marketing or sales. So I was like, what do you exactly mean by that? Because if you have integrity, if you do what you say and you say what you do, naturally you have a long lifespan in business, and then that keeps your business going. So yeah, integrity is one.
What is the best book on marketing you have ever read?
I guess I'll lay out my favorite would be by Perry Marshall, 80/20 Sales and Marketing. It's not like a dense book. It's a medium-sized book that I constantly refer to. Let's say I have an issue today with marketing. I just flip a few pages. There it is. Something on sales. There it is. It's a very practical book. And also because I'm a big fan of the 80/20 rule, right? What's the most important in the top 20%, right? You discard the rest of the 80% that you don't need to do because those can be distractions away from what you can actually produce.
How do you apply the 80/20 rule in your life?
I have a list of things to do. Let's say tomorrow, I look at my list, I have 10 things. What is the top two things that I must get done, which are the needle movers, right? If I just get those two things done, am I happy with my day? If yes, I'll just do those two things and I'll be okay not to just clear the rest of the 8 because it's incremental, right? If you keep doing the most important things daily, right, it builds upon itself and you realize, hey, I'm building momentum, and you realize you've gotten so much further than when you look back.
What is one word your close friends and family will use to describe you?
Quiet.
What is one word you would use to describe yourself?
Curious.
And now we are nearing the rapid fire question. So rapid fire, essentially, so it's not really exactly rapid fire, but then in that sense, we rapid fire in the sense that the answers have to be within 30 seconds.
Right.
Can we do that?
Sure.
Rapid fire, 30 seconds. Let's go. First part of rapid fire, best and worst. Best advice you have ever gotten?
Trust yourself, right? Because if you don't trust yourself, who else would, right, have that self-belief that you can actually do what you need to do. Yeah.
Worst advice you have ever gotten?
Worst advice, get a loan to start a business, right? Because if you don't have anything proven and then you're now minus 20,000 in debt trying to figure your way out in business, so prove your concept first.
Best success so far?
Best success so far, I guess I'm proud of having my own coaching program. Right after I do all the client work, getting client results, then I realize, hey, I can teach this to others and making a difference for them. I guess having the coaching program, having now at the 6th cohort, that's what's making me happy. Yeah.
Worst failure so far?
There's no specific one. I guess whenever I feel that I did not try my best, I guess that's the thing that usually catches up to you, right? Or you could have done better, or you did not even try, or you did not even step up to the to where you should be.
Best personal habit you have right now?
It reminds me of this book called Essentialism, right? Do the most important thing first, and then everything else will fall into place. Because if you just do all the small things that are not so important, you tend to get into the chaos of things by midday. So always try to do the most important things that move the needle.
Worst personal habit you have right now?
I guess it has to do with follow-up and proactivity, right? Some people have inquired, hey, I want to buy from you, I want to get your stuff. But then sometimes the deal stalls there because I'm like, okay, maybe I don't want this now. yeah, I tend to okay, it's fine. If you're not buying, it's fine. But sometimes there are still places where it's almost I did not go after the sale, right? So
And the second part of the rapid fire question, same thing, but this time we go to most favorite and least favorite. All right.
okay,
Most favorite holiday destination.
Lombok because that was my honeymoon. But yeah, it was fun. It was leisurely. It was nice. It was a nice getaway. The beaches are nice. It was quite relaxing. So it's not. I mean, I went to other places like the States. I went to Korea. But yeah, Lombok is a nice, sweet memory for me.
Worst or least favorite holiday destination.
Right. So part of my schooling trip for university, right? We pit stopped at New York. Man, there's so many strange things happening in New York, right? We were threatened with a knife. I mean, bad. I mean, we chose the wrong place, right? We stayed in Harlem, right? I pretended to be between the Mexican or black, right? So, yeah, New York was strange. Of course, there's Times Square. It seems nice on the outside, but I guess New York was strange.
Most favorite food.
Nasi sambal goreng. It's just nice and homely. Comforting.
And least favorite food.
Chicken liver. Right? I just can't. Some people like it, but I just can't.
Most favorite social media platform.
If I had to choose, it would have to be LinkedIn. Right? LinkedIn, I've gotten my retainer clients from there. It's how I started off getting my coaching clients there. People are more ready to do business with you. The reach is pretty good right now still. Yeah, LinkedIn has been the top one.
Least favorite social media platform.
Twitter, also called X now. I never got around figuring out how to use Twitter because no one's there using it in Singapore. I was like, why am I even here? So after all the years of trying, I never figured it out. So
Most favorite subject in school.
chemistry. Just that I wasn't that good at it. Of course, I did okay for chemistry, just that understanding how these chemicals work, react to each other, and then sometimes making a mess, right? When you play with the Bunsen burner and things tend to explode, pop out, and all that.
Least favorite subject in school.
I used to not like it, but now it's fine. I used to not like principle of accounts. Right? I could never balance my balance sheet. It was even in my prelims. I had like F9, E8 or F9. Right? I never did my homework. We're sitting outside of the class, like playing, and then the principal will come. Why are you sitting out here? You're not doing anything. But then things got better because we're doing business now. So accounts is important.
What is the gift that you have for the GrowCast Show listeners?
Right, for those watching this, I have the Thor copywriting framework. It's a video and a Facebook group. The exact framework that I did for my clients who are earning an extra 20 to 50K per month. It's an exact framework that I'm doing this. I'm teaching this. It's actually a paid module in one of my paid programs. So if you're interested, you can just let me know, DM me, find me, let me know that you watched this, and then I'll share the link with you.
So tell us a little bit more about where can people find you? How can people reach out to you? Where can people get in touch with you?
Right. So you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn. You can find Rusydi Rozalli, or you can go to contentclinic.org. That's my website. And then from there, you can find all the rest of my socials from there.
And Rusydi, any question that you feel that I should have asked but did not ask you?
I think you've been pretty thorough. Yeah, I think you've covered it.
Very nice. So maybe I just go with the flow as well. And since we are talking a little bit about it, let me just end the show and then I'll come back to you. So that was episode 3 of the GrowCast Show. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you listened to the full episode. I hope you listened to all the clippets of the GrowCast Show. You can find the details of the GrowCast Show. We've got our Instagram page over here, our TikTok over here as well, and our website over here as well. So I'll be uploading all new episodes on all our Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, website, wherever you name it, you will find us there. That was episode 3 of the GrowCast Show, a video podcast especially designed for Grow Success Club members. And again, I just want to end off with the mission, the purpose, and the vision of the GrowCast Show. The purpose of the GrowCast Show is to help business owners to get more followers, get more leads, get more sales. The vision of the GrowCast Show is to help business owners grow their personal brand using their unique stories. The mission of the GrowCast Show is to serve those that serve others. And episode 3 of the GrowCast Show, Vicky Vaswani, your host, over and out.